now where you at? Yeah, now where y'all at? Yeah, now where we at? Oh, say, can you see all this hypocrisy? So proud that you ignore. Hiding behind the stars and stripes. I'm always wrong, you're always right. Man, I can't take it no more. I love this country just like you, but I ain't no star-spangled fool. I ain't no star-spangled fool, no. I love this country just like you, but I ain't no star-spangled fool. I ain't no star-spangled fool, no. Bombs bursting in the air, over here and over there. Lie me the reasons why. United we make our stand, divided no way we can. You can run but we can't hide. I love this country just like you, but I ain't no star-spangled fool. I ain't no star-spangled fool, no. I love this country just like you, but I ain't no star-spangled fool. I ain't no star-spangled fool, no. Rock the boat, cut your rope, be the goat, don't be no fool. Rock the boat, cut your rope, be the goodest of all time, but don't you be no fool, nah me. There'll be peril in this fight, but we see proof through the night that the people really care. See, cause now's the time for change, or let things remain the same. Tell me, do you dream today? I love this country just like you, but I ain't no star-spangled fool. I ain't no star-spangled fool, no. I love this country just like you, but I ain't no star-spangled fool. I ain't no star-spangled fool, no. I love this country just like you, but I ain't no star-spangled fool. I ain't no star-spangled fool, feel it no. Now. Make 'em feel it, y'all. Make 'em feel it now. I love this country just like everybody you, say, but I ain't no star-spangled everybody fool. Now. I ain't no star-spangled Make 'em fool, feel it no. Now. Make 'em feel it, y'all. I love this country just like you.
All right, then. I love this country just like you, George.
Cool. Are you ready? we had a hell of a time today,
still setting things up.
Am I on? Yeah. I'm on speaker again, aren't I?
Not anymore. I apologize.
Oh, cool. You let me know when ready, and we'll start this puppy.
Let's get this monkey on the road.
Yeah.
One moment.
I am coming back, even though your headphone isn't into my ear.
You are coming back because that's what Mafia does.
Insert lame joke. Oh, damn it. I was a little bit late.
Nice. Thanks. Let's see. This one goes here. That one goes there.
This one goes here. This one goes here.
Ladies
that
and
one
gentlemen.
goes there. And that's loud. That's super loud. Cut it down a bit. Mark. That's way too loud. There's no way we could talk over that. Ladies and gentlemen.
Better?
That's a little bit better, but I still think it's pretty loud. Like, especially since those saxophones are like.
Yeah, you know, you need to have a decent loud bass level.
That's what it sounds like.
You sound like John right now.
What do you mean I sound like John? You mean my sound doesn't...
John Vorak, before the No Agenda show starts, they've got a whole list of props.
Yeah.
Especially John. So all these props that he uses, especially to annoy Adam, which is, yeah.
Darren says it's not too loud on the stream, but Darren doesn't hear what's in my ear.
No, so I'm just sending it back too loud to you.
Sending it back too loud to George. George cannot hear a thing.
Is this better? How's this?
I mean, I suppose it's okay.
Proceed to your post assignments. All units proceed.
Okay.
Wait, oh man, I was
okay.
ready to
Yeah,
start. You got all my energy flowing right now. I was so ready to go, man.
Well, you talked over the jingle.
Oh.
So I had to make an executive
I didn't
decision.
know. No one told me we were starting, man.
Yes.
Man.
Let's see. Okay, well, I think I'm all set up. We'll save the rest for in the show. Oh, man, I'm all pumped up and ready to fly. Let's see. Okay, let me...
Here's where I talk over the jingle.
Make another recording. And, well, you know, I can always just mute you on my end, which is becoming the MP3 anyway, so...
Professional broadcasters, guys.
And can I just say, holy shit. Because it's a live stream, so you're still allowed to curse, apparently. I heard somebody say that.
Well, they said it on the Insider channel that you could curse. Just not in the beginning of the stream, Mark. They said do it a little bit later.
Before we start, I need a drink.
Mark, have you ever done a live stream before? Mark and George have a hard time Oh, dude, I was... Man, you did the right timing.
Please, shut the fuck up.
Oh, man. Can I tell you to hit that for me every now and then? So I can get you to shut the fuck up? I need a remote button to play that for you.
I'll
mine
do
will be
that every time.
Mine will be
every time. Every time you're rude to me.
Don't read the entire article. Yeah.
Well, you know, get your own jingle maker.
The summary of the article was good enough.
Hey, George, do you think you can cut down on the lame jokes for a bit so we can get started? Thank you.
To all units, proceed to your post assignments. All units, proceed to your post assignments.
George Trombley, Mark Van Dyke, Mark and George Show.
Coming to you live from a combination of countries, the United States and the Netherlands. My name is Mark Van Dyke.
And I am George William Trombley Jr. III.
And I bid you a hearty hello to show number 12 of the Mark and George Show this Tuesday, February 26th of 2019.
And for those of you watching, oh my God, I was going to say something. For those of you watching on the YouTube stream, we did start on time. Unfortunately, I made the stream private and no one could see it. I was like, are we going to get more than one viewer on this? It was me. I was the one viewer, but we fixed it. We're public now.
Yeah. I was wondering how many people had their alarm clock set to exactly the right time when the show starts.
Can I tell you, when Star Trek Voyager was on the public airways, I was ready at 9 p.m. So
yeah, but this is we might want to adjust to the new paradigm of something called the internet, where we start when we're ready.
Let me read the third comment.
And it's my fault because you were ready, but yeah.
Yeah, let me just read, because you're saying it's maybe not important that we start on time. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm wondering.
Here's the third comment from one of our regular viewers. Melanie says, "We're starting late." She said that at like 12:03.
Well,
no one's yelling at you, Mark. You got a new board. Things are crazy. There was that big earthquake in the Netherlands and power was out for days and you didn't have time to set it up. I understand.
That's right. I was also forced to crawl here on my knees because I lost a bet. No, that's not true at
all. The bet was, could we start on time? And you lost it.
That's me crawling home. Oh, jeez.
Oh my God. Listen.
No, we started a bit late because I am, like you said, I have a new soundboard here, which does everything I wanted to do, but I was just testing it for too long.
The only thing he hasn't figured out how to do with it is start on time. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Like, could you look for a button? Give me the number of the board and I'll research it for us.
No, but seriously, I mean, we should just start when we're ready.
Sure, but we should be ready on time.
It's better for people to wait than to. Oh, George, Jesus Christ, man!
The bell!
Please, shut the fuck up.
Hey, did you know I prepared some stories today, but I saw this when I went to the bathroom pre the show while I was waiting for you to get ready. And I saw this article that I thought was kind of interesting. Warren Buffett says if you had invested $10,000 in the S&P 500 in 1942, today, how much money do you think you would have?
Your children, you mean?
No. What? Did you understand the question?
1942. Yeah, 1942.
1942.
It's a long time ago.
Sure. But
yeah, it's a long time ago.
So my children could certainly have done that.
Sorry, I have a better mouse here.
Cool. Wow. Good transition. Let's talk about mice.
How much money, George?
$51 million.
Ooh.
From just 10,000. Isn't it?
How much is that worth in 1942? I wonder.
Oh gosh. In 1942
like
money,
maybe $1 million or something.
What? No, it would be worth.
It
would be worth not $1 million, probably less than $1 million, probably more than $1 million. Okay, hang on.
Maybe,
Do I
probably.
have to? Hang on. Alexa, what is $51 million in 1942 money?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I didn't think so. I didn't think she was that smart.
Oh, that's
I didn't think she was
sad.
that smart.
George, I'm not really happy with the bandwidth we are getting from Discord, which is probably.
Is my voice
Region
crackling
7.
over?
Yeah, it's just it's getting a bit jittery. So let me
right.
switch you over to a different server.
I was already on Western Europe, I thought, and Mark's gone, and you're back.
And I'm back. Hello.
All right, you let me know if that works. Remember, guys.
I shall.
Guys, until the 50th show, these are all beta. Calm down. Okay.
And after the 50th show,
then we go into our second.
It will still not be perfect.
We go into our second level beta for the next 500 shows after that.
Yeah, that's right.
So you guys don't worry. Second level beta is much better than first level beta. And then, of course, we head into alpha testing after the 551st show. Will be alpha. All right. Well, listen. I know. I was thinking, should we get started, or did you want?
Well, I got some good news for our listeners.
Oh, I do too. So I'll go start. Start first. Go ahead.
I cleaned up my soundboard. Yay! Less annoying jingles and everything from me. That's nice.
You mean you cleaned up your? I thought you meant your mixer board. I thought you were talking about your new mixer board.
No, my soundboard.
Because this is not meant to be funny, but I took a duster to my soundboard and I did clean it up also.
Honestly, you need to do that.
It was used and it came dusty and I hadn't really cleaned it. But
those things they suck all of the dust from the air.
No, but I think what you meant was
electricity.
You know where your jingles are now.
Well, still not really, but I got rid of a lot that we weren't using or only using in a shitty way anyway. So I cleaned up my soundboard.
Gives me an idea. That's weird.
Yay! So next segment.
Well, not a really segment.
Some good news.
I have a little bit of news too. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but there's a guy named Joseph who's probably listening right now. And he has been doing a little bit of work for me. He was doing it. Joseph does a little bit of work for me.
Yep.
Yeah, remember,
today I will go easy on the board compared to last show, which is easy.
You've already proven that you know the exact timing to do a sound. You've proven it already.
That was basically the goal I was aiming for. Yes.
I forgot to ask you the prompt.
Bullseye.
I should have said Mark, do you know who Joseph is?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Does this still hurt your eyes?
It hurts my eyes.
Right?
It hurts my eyes a lot.
Your ears. Gosh. I also make this mistake in Japanese, but that's a different story.
You know what? I've been making a mistake recently, and Mike pointed it out. He said, every time I want to say left, I'm saying right. I'm literally mixing up right and left every time I say them.
Just say that this is because you're studying to become a doctor. That's why.
Oh, okay. All right.
Works every time.
I'm in the military. Because, my father used to say, no, you're military right. You ever heard that joke? Like,
no.
You go the wrong direction. He goes, no, you're military right.
I always like it when people say, no, your other right or your other left. Yeah. Never gets old.
So, Mark, do you know who Joseph is?
Joseph?
Guy named Joseph has been doing work for George for free, but that's about to change. So on a temporary,
good on you, Joseph.
On a temporary basis, at least for a month or two, I'd like to try it out. Where I brought him in on a part-time kind of a deal, where he does get some money at least. But what he's going to do is the first job I've given him is to take today's show, cut it into segments, and then we're going to re-upload them to YouTube. So, for example, if we have a single topic that we talk about, the segment will be labeled as that single topic and only be that single topic with a kind of a intro, outro, very simple intro, outro. That way we can, that way if someone, like for example, if we have a story about Coca-Cola, you don't have to listen to 90 minutes to get to that particular story.
Ugh. Can you imagine that? Someone listening to all 90 minutes of the show at once?
Seriously, I realized this morning, like nobody that loves me listens to anything that I do. Not any of my family or any of my good friends, they're done listening to anything I do. Even things that I think are great, and I say, oh man, you got to check out my latest whatever. They're like, oh yeah, no, cool, yeah, no, I'll check it out. And they never check it out. Nobody.
Are you the same in real life as you are on the Mark and George show?
Yeah, that's the problem. You know what I'm like in real life? Pre-show. Pre-show, George.
Pre-show. Oh, that's more like this.
Shut the fuck up.
John Fletcher made that for us. Oh my God.
He made that?
We have the best audience.
I freaking love that. That is amazing.
Yeah. He made it especially for us.
Dude, I'm not even mad when you use it. I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I need to shut the fuck up.
There you go. You made it because we after we explained that you can sometimes get a little bit nervous before the show starts.
Can you ask him to make one for me that says, "Don't read the entire fucking article, just give us a summary."
I think it has just been asked. So yeah. I think John is also in the Discord. I'm not sure, but maybe. Anyway, George, Shall we get into it?
Let's do it. Mark, do you think Donald Trump is an imperialist president?
Should I? Okay, so should I answer? Because I've always been like witty answering, like
I don't know,
or repeating the question, and then I hit the sound effect.
No, in my mind, you would have said imperialist president. What you've been doing? You've been doing like the
I've been doing that, yeah.
Like,
is that okay?
Or you could say like, what the hell are they talking about? Because I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So let's do it again. Ready?
Here, yeah.
Mark, do you like cheeseburgers or hamburgers?
Like that?
Oh, dude, why'd you?
Oh, you wanted to get it started? No, but the first one.
No.
Why did you choose it?
Because that was the joke.
Subject, the second.
That was the joke. Because then the headline wasn't going to match.
Oh man, I really have to be
we need to make
easy
a rule
on you with this new sound effect.
We need to make a rule. If you start the topic, think you got to let it go through because I'll run with it. All right? That's just the rule.
All right. Yeah.
Also, if I prompt you, Mark, when you go pee, do you put the seat up or down?
Pee? And then I hit the sound effect, right? Yeah. I'm not doing it here because it prompts you, and I don't want to talk about this story. Nobody cares.
But I'm not really going to do that. Dude, I'm going to give you a completely different story.
Hey, I've got an idea.
Okay.
Do that Donald Trump bit again.
All right. We need a sound. We need two more sounds. One goes like this. Can we get back on topic? We need one of those. And we need the, what the fuck is your point?
Oh, okay. No,
those are good, right? I don't think we need fucking
Wow,
everyone.
so basically all of our deficiencies get translated into jingles.
Yeah, it's kind of our passive-aggressive way of communicating with each other.
Yeah,
so we don't
I'm not really good at that.
You are. You've already used the... shut the fuck up button twice, dude.
Yeah, because that was just handed on me on a silver platter.
Yeah, actually,
Hard
I
not
have
to use.
this makes me think of a question I wanted to ask you. Mark, do you
Am I
think
ready?
Donald Trump is Jesus Christ, this is so good.
Normally you ask that. Are you ready? And then I go like into my hit the button stance. Hey man, at least we're having fun here.
This reminds me of that question. Supreme Court strikes a blow against the imperial presidency.
Okay. Nice. I'm enjoying this though.
I'm supposed to jump into the opener text now. On Wednesday.
Okay.
On Wednesday, a spry...
Serious topic coming.
Oh, no, I mean, I was already in the middle of it.
Well,
I think we should start it over. Mark, do you think Donald Trump's an imperialist president?
nah. Oh fuck!
God
that was my
damn
fault. Wrong.
Okay, I propose another sound. Can you hit the right sound? I bet you can't.
Maybe.
I'm waiting for it. Mark,
George, do you think Donald Trump is a bad president?
I don't know, man. Supreme Court strikes a blow against the imperial presidency.
I'm making it so clear that I'm not going to say anything, that I'm stepping out of screen.
Now, let me say something now. Now here's because we're in beta, we need to talk about this. Once the song is playing, you can't talk until I'm done with the opener because I've got to introduce the story. If you start talking right after that, I might lose the opener, which means the momentum.
I
so
see.
It's like
Gotcha.
title. Information, and then we talk. Is that cool?
Okay.
All right, let's try one more time.
So
Take.
title, just writing it down. Yeah, gotcha.
You got it? Okay, wait, hang on. Let me put that in the wiki. I think I've written
Our
the
listeners
wiki
are
page.
supposed to maintain the wiki.
Actually, you know who else? You know who maintains the wiki? Believe it or not, there's a wiki. There is an actual wiki for my company. Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph maintains the wiki. Remember?
Guess who set it up?
You know who Joseph is. I know who set it up. Mark, I have a question for you. This has actually been burning in my heart and soul for a couple of minutes now. Do you think Donald Trump is an imperialist president?
An imperialist what?
Supreme Court strikes a blow against the imperial presidency. The Bulwark reports on Wednesday a spry and full engaged Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, her second day back on the bench after cancer surgery, delivered the court's unanimous decision in Timms versus Indiana, a case that ostensibly about states' ability to impose large fines and seize personal property. Now, this story, I think, takes a little bit of a stretch on saying imperial presidency because it actually has nothing initially to do with that. But
do with imperialism? But
really,
yeah.
and I don't know what the slant of the Bulwark paper is.
Well,
but really, the story is about the story is about civil forfeiture. Do you know what that is, Mark?
Civil forfeiture? No.
Yeah, I know.
Can I just back up a little bit?
Dude, go ahead, man.
In my opinion, the real story is the clickbait headline.
I know, right? It's completely not what the main part of the story is about. That's why I clicked it and I read it and I was like, wait a minute. It's actually a more interesting story.
Yeah. You know, I get the feeling that the media doesn't rely on people actually reading the story.
It's almost like they want you to read the headline and come away with an opinion based on that.
There you go.
It's like they make news.
Yeah.
And something else that rhymes with it. I can't get the words out. Take.
Well, okay.
Break.
Park this thought.
Fake news.
Fake news. There you go.
Sorry.
Well, that's the jingle we need. Hold on for a second here. Anyway, what's the story?
Well, okay. Well, first you need to know what civil forfeiture is. It's a topic that's close to my heart in terms of this really upsets me. So civil forfeiture, I'm going to give you one sentence summary. You get pulled over for a traffic stop, and you have $20,000 in cash in your car, and the cops say, hey, I think you're going to use that in a crime. You have to give it to us. And they take it.
Oh, wow.
That's how it works.
Hey, I got an ISO.
The majority of the American media is biased.
There you go.
I thought you somehow found a clip, and you were going to play the clip.
The majority of the American media is biased.
There you go.
Nice. So basically, this is the active cops basically pulling you over, and they have done things from taking cars, and people would be taking.
So they can say,
read.
There's some reason we pulled you over or something else,
and they just take the money.
What you have is now ours.
Civil
forfeiture.
Civil forfeiture, and they are incentivized to take the money because their police district or whatever they get a percentage of it, and the state gets a percentage of it. Okay, so here's the details of the case. Under the 8th Amendment, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. The ban on cruel and unusual punishments is a familiar one, although notably it has not been construed to prohibit executions, which I thought that was an interesting side note that they wrote in this article. Less well known is the excessive fines clause, which similarly designed to confine, in the Supreme Court's words, the power of those entrusted with the criminal law function of government. It does this by limiting the government's power to extract payments, whether in cash or in kind, as punishment for some offense. So they basically, now the Supreme Court has ruled you can't do this anymore. And basically, the Timms versus Indiana was a man got pulled over. I think they found a small amount of heroin, few grams or so, in his truck, and they took his truck, $42,000.
Jesus. Yeah, that's total abuse of power. I was a bit confused by the word fined, because you could say, well, we took this, and it's not a fine, it's just civil forfeiture. So like, using legal mumbo jumbo, you can work around this. Well,
fine is only one of the words. The other word was punishment, right? So it's if you take away someone's truck, and I heard stories where someone was crossing state lines to go from Arizona to Nevada. Gonna sneeze. Give me a second. It's gonna happen. Nope. I think we're good. And they had maybe $9,000. Wait. What was the bell mean again?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, you haven't figured it out. Yeah, not a fan of the bell.
Usually, I like the bell. The first time I heard a radio show use the bell was a Dutch radio show when I was a kid, and they always used it to like a highlight. But here,
weird, because I'm salivating now, like a lot of I'm not sure why.
Yeah. Nice one.
Yeah.
Nice one.
So
hey,
Pavlov's dog. So yeah, I read a story where some person had saved up, money. They finally had enough money to make, buy new stoves for their restaurant, and they went across state lines with $9,000, got pulled over. They were on their way to buy these ovens, got pulled over, and their money was taken because it looked suspicious. And the cop, there was no reason. You didn't have to go to court. The cop just says, "I'm taking it." That's it.
So Supreme Court ruled that this is no longer allowed.
Legal.
What does this legal? What does this mean for people who were, everything was seized under this?
I don't know.
And how? I kind of also wonder, how does I lost my thought.
How does this tie to the presidency, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a very good question. What does this mean? How does this change Donald Trump's imperialism?
The majority of the American media is biased.
So I'll read one of the final paragraphs, and I think this will give the answer. Expanding the scope of the Bill of Rights is traditionally a liberal or progressive thing to do, yet this direction was unanimous. By the way, it was unanimous. A unanimous Supreme Court decision. And every American should take heart. Under our constitutional structure, no king has power over his subjects. The dynamic is utterly reversed. The subjects, the people, are the ones who hold the power. I don't know where Trying to find.
This is so.
I don't know where
stupid.
this gets.
The
to
fact
the
that they
president.
even work Donald Trump in here is really freaking stupid.
Okay, let me see.
This has nothing to do with anything. This just has to do with the most glorious document on the face of this earth, and I'm saying that as a European, the American Constitution.
So here's the only other time the word president comes up in the article. It says, more broadly, the case is meaningful because in an era of increasingly imperial presidency and weakened Congress, the Supreme Court was unanimous in expanding the scope of an individual right under the Constitution. That's what they mean. So because even though the president has
that's
been
a stretch.
quote unquote imperial, because the Supreme Court was able to not have a partisan decision and it was unanimous, that's a blow to the president. I kind of
This is
might
a
agree,
really
but it's a stretch.
no, because you know why? Because this I remember when this law was how do you call it? Like activated?
Which law?
The Civil Forfeiture Law.
You remember when the Civil Forfeiture Law was activated?
Yeah, it was under Obama. I remember reading articles about this. I remember people complaining about
civil
this.
asset forfeiture has. Well, you need to give me sources on that because that's been around for a long time. That's not an Obama thing. There's no way Obama was like, we need a rule to make sure that people getting pulled over in traffic.
No, I'm not saying that
away.
Obama. It could be Republicans. I mean, it's all, you know.
Listen. It's
all
been
the
around
same
for a while,
thing,
and
basically.
it's been around since slave times. That's when it became. It's been around since slave time, so it's been around for a long time. And it was, I believe, in my very uneducated guess, I'm sure people in the comments on No Agenda and both YouTube and BitChute or wherever they're watching or listening, they'll be able to comment and say, hey, no, it was actually this point. But I believe it was also strengthened for drug dealers because they wanted drug dealers who got caught to lose all of their ill-gotten gains. And what?
No, but that's criminal forfeiture.
Good point. But please don't make it about Obama.
Civil forfeiture. No. I'm not trying to, and I don't want to kill anyone's love for that great man. Sorry.
He got a Nobel Peace Prize, you know. He's a great man.
In the beginning of this freaking presidency. He didn't
beginning
do
of his
anything.
pregnancy, he got, because he was pregnant
exactly.
for 8 years. But
well, that would earn him a Nobel Peace Prize because then he would stay at home, take care of the kids.
anyway, I think the main point of this story, obviously, is that number one, great news, no more civil forfeiture. Bad news, this article focused on, they made a connection saying that it makes it look like the Supreme Court struck a blow, like they voted on something against the president.
Well,
but they
did
didn't.
it unanimously, so that's pretty cool.
Well, do you
Always
think?
happy
I
when
wonder if
everyone
Donald
agrees.
Trump was like super pro civil forfeiture. I don't think he was.
I don't think he even cares.
I don't think he even knows what it means.
Because-
How about that?
Well, nah. Here, see,
There's a
I'm
good-
giving you a bell.
There we go.
I'm giving you a bell here.
I feel like
Yeah,
at
I'm
bells
sharing
where
my
we got
bell
to rein
into
it back
you.
in. How about that? Let's reining it back in.
No. The bell is for told you so. Anyway,
The majority of the American media is biased.
what's
Mark, how much
number 3?
do you think has been taken via civil forfeiture in America? How much value has been taken from the American people?
Well, there was already 25,000 in one case, as you said, or 20.
42,000 in this particular case. The Washington Post, the most respected newspaper on the planet Earth, reports
Democracy dies in darkness. Is that one?
Washington Post reports that in 2015, the value of asset forfeitures surpassed the value of items stolen in burglaries countrywide. You know what a burglary is, right?
I do.
Sometimes English does. I know sometimes like,
No.
you mean when the people stealing from the homes?
No,
Yes.
I understand the respect you mean with the question.
But
No
they still
worries.
to make sure
Yes,
that you understand what they're saying.
burglary.
That George is a racist, man. You see how he made fun of Mark's accent that he wouldn't know the word burglary?
Burglary.
Isn't that crazy, though?
Burglary.
$5 billion in 2015.
Yeah, that's... Oh, in 1 year.
In 1 year, $5 billion.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
You know how much-
That's a wall.
Here's another interesting fact. That's $5
You can build
billion.
a beautiful wall for that.
Yeah,
kind
that's
of money.
$5 billion more dollars than Amazon paid in taxes. Crazy.
Yeah. Imagine that, huh? Amazon.
But
Don't
it's only
get me
half of what
started
Bill
on-
Gates
on
paid.
Bezos.
Bill Gates paid $10 billion in dollars in taxes this year, apparently.
So, Bill Gates, good guy, bad guy?
Good guy.
Good guy?
Yeah, I heard this rumor about, this is totally a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but his wife would, and I was really jealous when I heard it. His wife would let him have getaways, quote unquote, to be with other women.
Getaways?
Yeah, to be with other women.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be nice? Just saying, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
no
very
comment.
Nice.
Hit that bell.
Well, this is people's private lives we're talking about.
I know. We should never
That's
talk
a really
about
lame
private
response. I'm sorry. I think monogamy is the most important part of a relationship, honestly, if you want my honest opinion about that. I think there are multiple sides to this, but first and foremost, just stick with a fantasy. It's always nicer than in real life. And nothing can go wrong if you're just sticking to the fantasy. And if you're monogamous, then you won't confuse the children, if there are children. I mean...
You won't. It sounds like, when I first heard you say it, I thought, you won't confuse which mother had which child. You won't confuse the children.
That too. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, how about if the children don't know?
Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it?
You think they should know? They should know.
Of course.
Listen,
Who their mother
Stephen, I was talking about if the husband was being a philanderer, if the husband was cheating, should they know? You know what? There's been some mix up in what we were talking about. So you're talking about if they know the mother. I was talking about if they know that the father is cheating.
It's very difficult to find anything to say about this, honestly, for me. We can analyze why this is the case, but I think people don't care.
Well, this is not even a prepared thing. I didn't even think about talking about it. It just came up because I don't know if that's a rumor or not. I'd have to look it up. Maybe it's up on Snopes. I just thought, man, that's cool. That's cool. Kind of like a vacation.
So, well, yeah, maybe. But when you get home, there's still that voice in the back of your head.
Yeah. Totally coincidentally, guys, I'll be leaving for Japan tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Hey-o.
Listen, yeah, I'm just joking around.
Yeah, no, that's fine. This is only show number 12. I mean, we have more than... no, not more than enough. We have more than 10 listeners. So I'm very happy about this. So, okay.
We got 21 right now on YouTube. I don't know what you're talking about. We're doing well.
We have a couple of hundred on the No Agenda stream.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
I feel like YouTube's lagging.
I might be lying.
Oh.
Serious story or interesting story? Or
you have a story? You have a story ready to go?
Or
is that your prompt? Is that your prompt?
Fantasy. Yeah, kind of. I don't have a.
I want you to
headline for this.
I want you to come up with a prompt. You don't have a headline. You gotta have a headline, dude.
No. I make clips.
Okay.
That's all I do.
Okay, try me.
I make clips and I change diapers.
So what was my choices?
That's basically my life. You can choose between, prickling the fantasy or serious stuff.
I
get the serious stuff out of the way first and end on
prickling the fantasy. So sex robots.
No.
Let's do it.
All right. Let me just.
No, you know what? No, I take that back. I want the serious one first. I think you're right. Let's do the sex robot one later. Go.
There's no sex robot one.
Damn it.
Apparently I need to. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah. So you ready? Here we go.
A former senior correspondent at the U.S. TV network CBS alleges that the majority of the American media is biased.
There you go.
Lara Logan says she's been hounded for expressing that view.
I know they're going to come after me again, and I'm not the only one. If there are any journalists who are not beating the same drum and giving the same talking points, then we pay the price.
In an interview on a podcast, she said the main problem with the U.S. media is that it leans far too heavily to the left. This, in turn, she says, leads to sacrifices in objectivity and a lack of representation of other views.
I've been part of this for all my life. I'm 47 now, and I've been a journalist since I was 17. And the media everywhere is mostly liberal, not just in the U.S. But in this country, 85% of journalists are registered Democrats. So that's just a fact. Most journalists are left or liberal or Democrat or whatever word you want to give it. How do you know you're being lied to? How do you know you're being manipulated? How do you know there's something not right with the coverage. When they simplify it all, and there's no gray. There's no gray. It's all one way.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I have a few comments on this. My very first thought was when he said, on a podcast, she said, and I was like, oh, that poor podcast. Could you imagine, like, we interview somebody, finally we get like a big interview, we get a big fish in the studio, and it's like super famous, and it gets reported everywhere, and it's like, on a podcast. I'm like, oh, man,
it sounded like
Mark
he was,
and George show.
I thought he said it like he was touching a diaper. Like, she was interviewed on a podcast.
Not real TV.
Not real thing. Yeah, but this is from RT, so probably they didn't mean it that way because they're quite marginalized themselves.
Well, RT definitely skews anti-America in my understanding. I mean, it is Russia Today, right? Isn't that what that stands for?
Can you give an example?
Every time I listen to what they say, it's something that makes me feel bad about America. It seems like the skew is always... Now, keep in mind, what they're saying is true right now. Because I come from the perspective of, I was purely in my Democratic bubble, only listening to MSNBC, Rachel Maddow, the person that you probably hate more than anybody.
I'm trying in the first 50 shows to weigh you a little bit off that.
Well, keep in mind, I switched and I listened to Steven Crowder and
Shapiro. Let's continue for a bit here and
wait, don't give me any more. Don't give me any more yet. Because I want to respond to the first part of it.
Okay.
I do believe what they're saying is right, but I think it makes sense that basically liberals, what are liberals? They give things to the people, basically, right? And Republicans
other people's possessions.
Sure,
they take from the poor and give to the other poor.
Not talking about how they got those things, right? Because that's why I've definitely skewed more conservative. The more financially secure I am, and the more independent I have become in my life, the more conservative I have skewed, because I don't want my money to be taken away. I don't want to pay for people that aren't working as hard as I do. But I think that the reason why most of the news is liberal is because most people don't have money. Most people
You really think that the media is more liberal because of the people?
Yes.
Oh my God, really? Why?
I also think that's why the popular vote in America tends to skew on the Democrat side, because Democrats promise people things. The fact that Bernie's back in the race is he's going to do really well because he wants to give everything to people. He wants to give everything to people.
I'm gonna start. This is fun.
And by the way, can I end with this? I'm gonna end with this. I gave like $400. I gave $400 to Bernie. So I want you to know that's how much I supported Bernie. I even went to go and speak. That's how much I've changed. And how did I change? By getting out of the liberal media bubble and starting to watch other news outside of my bubble. I welcome anyone to get out of your bubble, even if you think your bubble's correct like I did, because I have a much more balanced view now. I feel it. I'm sure people will disagree, but I feel like I'm much more balanced. Okay, now you can keep going.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you have my blessing.
You mean to continue with the clip? Well, first I want to write down here that in show number 12, you say your prediction is about Bernie.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see later. And if I make a prediction, I'll write it down here in the black book. I've got a black book here.
Predictions. I wasn't making an official prediction, but I think Bernie's going to do really well.
Bernie's going to do really well.
I think he'll be in the top 3 for sure. That's a very strong prediction for me right there. And
okay, Bernie do well.
He's 77 years old, so that's the only factor I can think that might make it an issue.
Wow, number 3, huh?
I think he'll be in the top 3.
You wanna aim for a number 2? You want to give us your top 3?
My top
probabilities?
Gosh, there's like 16 people now in, or 30 people in now. I don't know enough.
How about Klobuchar? Did you check out Klobuchar?
Yeah, let me give you another. Elizabeth Warren will not be in the top 3. She's too annoying. Too annoying.
She is. She sounds like a high school teacher.
I think Klobuchar could be in the top 3 from what I've seen of her. I like her. I don't know who else. I don't know. That's all I have. That's all my predictions right now.
All right. Well,
we're 2 years
12,
out.
people.
2 years out.
2 years out, but
what's your
I've
prediction?
Written it down. Oh, geez. I think seriously they're going to try to run Biden.
Oh, God, I hope not. I hope not. I think he's like a creepy uncle.
They're going to try.
Have you seen the pictures and video of him like coming up behind women and like whispering in their ear?
Oh, yeah. And children, of course.
He's creepy, dude. I don't like this.
He is.
What are you doing later on tonight? You know, it's like, oh, it's just creepy looking.
I just wanted to come and bring you a good night kiss before you go to bed.
Oh, that's all Trump has to do is start calling him creepy Uncle Joe, and he'll not make it.
He does.
Oh, he does already?
He does, I think. I think so. Creepy Joe?
Yeah. I kind of agree with that, honestly. I like Joe Biden as a human being. I think he would actually do it. I just think that's creepy.
I think because does he have something Italian in him? You think?
I don't know.
He kind of has that way about him, you know, a little bit Italian, a little bit slick.
I know that he really regretted not running the last time. He said that. I also think Cory Booker will not do well. Cory Booker is not interesting to me.
No, and he's over the top.
He sounds generic too.
Yeah, I mean, I only know him from the hearings that I watched with the Kavanaugh hearing and the stuff on is he on the Intelligence Committee or is that I don't know, but yeah, nah.
I think like when he talks, like the vibe I get without really not watching him.
But he's gay.
He's gay.
So yeah,
I didn't know that. No, Cory Booker's not gay.
Is he not openly gay?
Alexa,
I'm saying something stupid here now.
Is Cory Booker gay?
Answer your question. I didn't see Cory Booker on Wikipedia's list of gay, lesbian, and bisexual people.
Wow, that's a really good answer, actually.
Yes.
Yes, Alexa, thank you.
How old is Cory Booker? Do you know?
Cash me outside. Cory Booker is 43?
49.
Oh.
And what's it? You know what his estimated net worth is?
Well, he's in the Senate, right? Isn't he? Congress.
Senate, because they were doing the confirmation hearings for Kavanaugh.
Senate,
so the Senate does that, yeah. Take a guess.
3 million.
That's pretty close. 2 million.
2 million.
Okay.
2 million. Because, you know, he's not too old yet, but people who are in government mysteriously start earning a lot of money. I know one guy who loses money from being in government, and that is the United States president.
Don't underestimate.
Hey, I've got a little bit more of this clip.
I'm waiting for the clip, but don't underestimate Donald Trump's ability to make money on his presidency.
Oh, I don't. He doesn't. Well, no, I don't think he's doing that. Honestly, I don't think he's making money on the presidency.
Look, I bought the Donald Trump coin for my father. He made money.
I don't think so. Can I just continue this?
Let's do it.
I mean, I'm not a total Donald Trump fan. I think what he's doing is really cool.
Sorry. Do I have a sound clip for that? That'd be nice.
Oh, yes, we do.
No, don't worry about it. Continue the story, man.
This was the only one I stole from No Agenda. But anyway, yeah.
We lost 4 viewers while
podcast interview.
Sorry. We lost 4 viewers while not getting back to the topic. So go ahead.
Yeah, you know, we're doing this for ourselves.
Logan's podcast interview was mocked by some who claim she can't be trusted because of her involvement in a dubious report on Benghazi back in 2013.
And we know all about, or maybe you don't, but you know who was part of Benghazi.
Are we really bringing up Benghazi?
Well, who was the major player in the whole Benghazi situation?
Oh, it was the Republican Congress doing like 50 different investigations into it. Am I right?
Yeah,
Did I get
they
it?
all focused on
their desire for revenge.
Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
That's right. Hillary Clinton.
Have alleged she simply can't find a job with the, quote, legitimate outlets she slams as biased.
So she talks about Benghazi. Next thing you know, boom, out.
Now, Logan left her post of a chief foreign affairs correspondent at CBS, where she had worked for 16 years. She also hosted their popular program 60 Minutes for a stint, which aired the flawed 2013 Benghazi report just mentioned. Carrie
16 years, George. She was a chief foreign correspondent for 16 years, and they kicked her out because she made a report about, oh, gee, well, what do you know, Benghazi. Anyway.
Carrie Sheffield from Accuracy in Media agrees with Logan.
They're very reflective of reality. I'm glad that she is someone working for a very mainstream organization who is finally willing to be open and honest. So I think that many conservatives, such as myself, we've been really looking for honest truth tellers like Laura Logan to just bring some reality into the conversation. A lot of conservatives, Pew did a study that showed that the vast majority of Republicans believe that the mainstream media do not understand people like them.
That's very interesting. So a study done by Pew, which says that the vast majority of Republicans believe that media does not understand their point of view.
We see over and over mainstream journalists having to retract their stories or to correct their stories. So if the mainstream media really wants to improve our country, they need to be more balanced in the reporting.
Among the outlets alleged to have...
Everything is so opinion-based. It's like this whole story is based on like one person's opinion, and then they get fired, and then this story is non-story to me. I feel like I feel like a lot of it, sure, there's legs to it, but I don't know. First of all, number one, they shouldn't have fired her. That was dumb. I agree. So dumb. You say one opinion and you get fired? That's retarded.
There you go.
It's dumb.
Right. But you say it about the wrong people, George. That's the whole problem.
No, I get it.
You can say anything you want. You can say anything you want about Donald Trump. Well, maybe you cannot say too much positive stuff, but as soon as you try to point out the things that went wrong in Benghazi, which is tied to the Clintons, then boom. Fired.
Yeah, that seems a little bit suspicious.
It is suspicious. It's freaking annoying. So if you say, well, you know, this is basically a non-story that most of the U.S. media is biased, there's just one reason I agree. I agree because it's so damn obvious that nobody is even, no one has a desire to make a news story about this. Except for RT, of course.
Among the outlets alleged to have a liberal bias are that of the New York Times, the Huffington Post, and CBS. Carrie Sheffield again says the media has long been leaning left.
What about MSNBC?
77% of Americans.
What about MSNBC?
Yeah.
What about Vox?
There you go.
What about Vice?
Yeah, but this is probably a non-exhaustive list.
Yeah. So wait,
and this
now
is something.
How so we gonna listen to the entire interview?
Oh,
Can we get to some facts? There's like a
maybe. I'll click play and we'll see where we.
I think around 77% of Americans believe that the mainstream media creates some form of fake news, and a big part.
75 to 77% thinks media create fake news. That number is huge.
And a big part of what they said was fake news was what they were failing to report about. Laura Logan pointed out that the problem of the balance is so skewed to the left. My take is that if you have a bias, then you should be willing to accept it and don't pretend that you don't have a bias.
Well, and that's the whole clip. This was
I agree with what you said. I don't agree with
accuracy in media.
I don't agree with what the definition of fake news is. Because you don't report on something doesn't make it fake news. It's when
listen.
Yeah. It's when
Jesus Christ,
you actually.
You got to work on how you tell me to shut up. Though.
No, that was my very nice one.
I want you to sing it from now on.
If I had a singing voice, listen.
I'm sorry. I
fake
interrupted
news
you. Go
is
ahead.
when it's like that imperialist president story I just read, where they take something completely out of context and spin it another way. But I think when you don't say something, you're lying.
Be honest about your
lying
bias.
through omission. Yeah, but you can't start. Hello, I'm John Jennings or whatever your name is going to be, and I am biased towards this. Now here's the news. You can't do that. No one's going to listen to that.
You can make this in a totally different way. You can
How would you do it?
Start by not presenting opinion as facts.
I agree.
You can. Secondly, you can stop with the clickbait headlines and create actual headlines that reflect the story, and you can try to be a bit more balanced, which is obviously not what they want to do because most of the media is owned by very few owners. Yeah. And that's the biggest problem here. We used to have a very pluriformal media.
What was the word you used?
Pluriform. There used to be a lot of different owners of a lot of different media companies, and that created.
Oh my God, that is a
created
word.
many different. It is, and it.
What the hell?
Means,
it means existing in many different forms, multiform. I did not know this.
Right, but now it became well.
Well,
I don't
see,
know
we
if this
had
is a
laws
word,
in America.
Uniform. It is a word. Uniform media.
We had laws to prevent this, but then we keep letting these media companies join up.
It's a problem in it's a worldwide problem, but especially in the free West, of course. So that was my story about
That's
most
a good story.
US media being
like
biased.
That. And I like the little
Me
clip
too.
that you got out of it, and it was a very good intro into the clip. I thought it was really, really funny that was funny. How you played it back. Yeah, it was very nice.
The majority of the American media is biased.
I think I'll keep that one.
And
I got another one.
Fact. Fact.
Yeah.
Fact.
Mark,
Yay.
how
George.
strongly do you believe that global warming is man-made?
Global warming is man-made? That's ridiculous.
Evidence for man-made global warming hits gold standard, says scientists. Evidence for Reuters reports that evidence.
Of the American media is biased.
Okay, yeah.
Are you going to do that at the beginning of every one of my stories?
with all headlines.
Evidence for man-made global warming has reached a quote-unquote gold standard level of certainty, adding pressure. I thought, what was the whole not going to use the soundboard so much?
Golden standard.
Hang on,
hey,
let me finish the opener, man. Then we'll debate it. Evidence for man-made global warming has reached a gold standard level of certainty, adding pressure for cuts in greenhouse gases to limit rising temperatures, scientists said on Monday. What do they mean by gold standard, Mark? What do they mean by that?
I have no idea.
Because I have an answer. That's just a prompt that I'm giving you so I can keep reading. Okay.
Golden standard? And they are, by the way, global warming, right?
Man-made global...
Or man-made climate.
Okay. Literally, the title from Reuters is Evidence for Man-Made Global Warming Hits Gold Standard. Yes. They did not say climate change.
Yes. Okay.
All
I'm
right,
very
now,
happy about that. Continue.
Now, let me read some of the details. From the article, it says, they said confidence that human activities were raising the heat at the Earth's surface had reached a quote-unquote 5 sigma level. A statistical gauge. God. A statistical gauge meaning that there is only a 1 in a million chance that the signal would appear if there was no warming. Such a gold standard was applied in 2012, for instance, to confirm the discovery of Higgs boson subatomic particle, a basic building block of the universe. So, what do you think? Do you agree that human activities are raising the temperature of the planet?
That's not what the thing said. It talked about surface temperatures. Let's establish one thing first.
Hang on. Where do you see surface temperature?
That's what you said.
Okay. Yeah, I did at one point. The opener, which is the beginning of the article, says evidence for man-made global warming has reached a gold standard level of certainty. And then in the details, it said heat on the Earth's surface. By the way, we live on the surface. I don't know if you knew that. We live on the surface.
Yeah. No. Okay. Because I wanted to say, let's make one thing. Let's establish a few facts here. First of all, we live on a giant ball of magma with a cooled-off crust.
Actually, I believe the Earth's core is solid, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but then you have, the magma, which is the biggest.
We have the magma.
I mean, just the core is, yeah.
Okay.
And they say that the actual core is I think iron or something. But yeah.
All right.
So it's a very, 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 very hot ball already with just a cooled-off crust. Okay. That's
balls.
The first thing. Hot ball.
Go ahead.
Fact.
Okay. Second. They're measuring surface temperatures.
Okay.
We have really changed a lot of surface, especially using asphalt and other kinds of stuff that reflects the heat from the sun. So if you measure the surface in a lot of densely populated cities, then you also measure the amount of you increase the amount of places where you measure the temperature, the ground temperature, which has been like pavement and asphalt and tarmac and what have you. The ground does not absorb as much heat in densely populated areas. So what do you get? You get higher temperatures, man-made. I agree with that. Yeah, sure. What's their point though? That because I can easily turn this around or convert this into something like mankind has created a lot more pavements that reflect more heat. But what does this tell us? It doesn't say anything about.
You understand the worry that. Okay, first of all, you
know what this is? This is a permission slip, is what I think. I'm sorry to interrupt you here, but this is a permission slip that allows the climate hysteria. The
hysteria.
Huh? Is that a word?
What would you do though if it was real, Mark? What if they looked at global trends?
It's not real,
Mark. Would you entertain this thought just for a second?
Yes, yeah. Okay.
Global temperatures are up based on actual data. Now, you could argue, yes, we've had significant changes in climate. There's been hot, we had ice age, we went back. There's been significant climate change on this planet.
And we're still here.
So you could even say, well, what's the actual impact of climate change? But I don't think that that it's so easy to say we're not having an effect.
Did you hear the amount of course we have an effect, but like I said, we have an effect because we changed the surface of the Earth in densely populated areas.
Right, so how is that different from man-made global warming hits gold standard, regardless of, no, they're not saying how we did it. They're saying, hey, by the way, it looks like
global. They say global, but
because we're changing the composition of the atmosphere and less sun is escaping the atmosphere. We're getting a runaway greenhouse effect. So does it matter? Because you could say, oh, it's natural because it's cows' methane, but there's only that many cows giving off methane because we're eating so much meat. So
methane.
So I don't understand why you can't even entertain the possibility that maybe it's possible that because even humans were able to open up a hole in the ozone layer, and then we fixed it by changing our laws. Maybe we could keep the Earth at a normal temperature, at least longer, at least stave off any natural change.
Because I don't think we have that much effect. We live on the surface.
So your opinion's better than any scientist.
If animals live on the surface of the ocean, they don't change the environment of the whole ocean.
You realize that you're coming purely from a opinion-based how you feel versus any fact.
Yes.
Have you looked at any of the research?
I have. Well, it's hard not to with all of the people who are saying that we're going to die within now and 12 years.
No one has said one has said we're going to die in 12 years. Who said that?
Oh man. Well, I wish I had.
Are they not? Are they just a crackpot? They're talking about a change over 100
Have you heard
years.
Have you heard about the children who went to Dianne Feinstein?
No, I don't think anyone in the government.
She had to sign the new Green Deal because if they don't, we are all going to die.
I forgot about AOC. I'm sorry, I forgot about AOC.
No, this is Dianne Feinstein.
No, but I forgot about the new Green Deal.
Who went there, but
what an idiot.
So hey-o.
So
listen, this is the problem. Here's the situation as I see it, and I mean, yes, I'm strict about this stuff, but that's not because I'm new to any of this. I've been studying this stuff for a long time. I've seen this all coming about, and now you've got these
data. You discount all scientific data.
I don't discount scientific data.
So let me ask you. I'm going to ask you straight up.
The only research that is being funded right now is biased towards proving
you don't know that
there is an effect.
You don't know that.
Yes,
you guessed that, and you
I
also
played a clip a few shows ago.
Sure, but you're also in a bubble of your own media. Trust me.
I don't think so. You know why?
So let me ask you.
I actually don't follow that much media. But
let me ask you. Final question on this. You disagree. You think, yes or no question. Do you think human activities are raising the temperature of the planet?
No.
Many people disagree with you.
I don't.
62%.
Human is
62. That was a lead way into a fact statistic I wanted to give you. 62% of Americans polled in 2018 believe that climate change has a human cause, up from 47% in 2013, according to.
Yeah, that's belief. You're talking about it.
You're right. I asked
talking
you.
About a belief.
I said disagree. I'm just pointing that out. That you're alone. You're getting less and less common in your belief. So regardless of how you feel,
I don't care. Even if I'm the only one, I'm right. And they're not. Okay.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments how dumb I am or how dumb Mark is.
It's easy to change someone's mind. There are a lot of factors that change someone's mind. There is, peer pressure. There is, of course, social isolation. Well, it's basically the same thing, but in negative. But there's a lot of.
The majority of the American media is biased.
And not just the American media.
I think. See, I'm not too worried about. I can tell you why I'm not worried about global warming. I really kind of feel we're going to figure it out. I kind of feel it's going to get bad. Let's say that it's true. It's going to get bad. It'll be hard to start. If it's true, right? If it's really a problem, it will be noticeable. And us as humans will figure, just like we figured out the ozone layer, we'll figure out.
We're not that powerful. We're so small. We are so small.
Sure,
I really.
We literally
terraformed.
We literally terraformed entire continents, but we're not big enough to affect the planet.
Terraformed. Well, we have ingenuity, of course.
I'm living in a desert. Mark. I'm living in a desert, and I'm totally in an air-conditioned home. I drive across the desert on highways. This is not a habitable land for humans. It really isn't, but yet it is.
Okay, but so back to the premise of global warming.
And I'm sorry, one more thing.
Global warming.
I live near the largest man-made lake on the planet. It's 4 times the largest natural lake in Japan. It's called Lake Mead, and we can't affect the planet. Come on, Mark. Get your head out of your ass.
No, George. No. Don't condescend here.
No. That was my sound effect. I didn't have one. I didn't have one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I need to get this one to you.
Please, shut the fuck up.
Or maybe I'll just save that one.
I'll let you say the final word on this topic.
I have a few words. The basic premise is that global warming causes the ice caps to melt, causes the seas to rise, causes the cities and the whole countries to be flooded. That's basically the threat, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Ice is growing on both poles for a couple of years now.
Interesting.
Remember that hoax about the polar bears?
I do think I remember reading that that there is. I think the area of where the ice is shifting, perhaps.
Yeah, and there are still also stories like a big. I read that this recently was by NASA that a big chunk of ice is
gonna fall off.
How you say it?
It's gonna fall off.
From but
the size of Manhattan.
Really, right? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Second is just. I mean, I've got. It's common sense. Okay, you've been close to a fire, probably, and probably you've noticed. Maybe it even impressed you that even taking a single step towards or away from the fire really influences how much warmth you feel. Either radiation warmth or air, the air being heated.
Right.
Well, we have a very big ball of plasma, nuclear fusions called the sun, and that sun has been going dim for it. The solar flares have reduced to an absolute minimum. If you look at
it's at a minimum right
radiation scales,
there's no sunspots.
Right? Yeah, that one. That's what I mean. That's
right. Which could bring on a period of global cooling, which they had on the cover, I think, of Time magazine. I think in one of the 70s, 1970s.
Yeah, and then the sun, started really getting more fiery and fiery. I don't know the words, man. I'm sorry. This is the longer we do the show, the better my English will become. But sometimes I get a bit stuck on these words, really annoying. But the amount of influence these tiny ants on the planet have, we call humans, it's negligible compared to the sun. And to think that we even have any overriding power of what the sun does, I think,
hang on.
Well, it's a way
You're totally reading the information wrong in my mind. No, of course we don't override what the sun does, but if we're putting gases into our atmosphere way faster than it ever been put into the atmosphere before.
Yeah, but the gas that they complain about is CO2.
Sure. Which is the
CO2
exact problem that
heat
Venus
up
has.
the Earth.
It doesn't heat up. It prevents the rays from leaving the Earth. It keeps the heat in. That's literally what's happening, Mark.
CO2 goes up. Well, I need to look at this up before.
I have a feeling both of us have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. Can I let me read what I found in a Time magazine cover in 1977 with the title "The Big Freeze" as an example of media fear-mongering over global cooling in the 1970s. I was going to read more. But that's listed as false. Mm-hmm. It's not an example of. So what does that mean? I don't even know what that means. That cover is a seriously inconvenient truth for climate alarmists and their media accessories. So, Time attempted to rewrite a history. It published a forged version of its own cover, and then easily debunked it as photoshopped. I can't even follow this. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm reading. Never mind.
I saw today on the most visited Dutch news website the same article about evidence of man-made global warming, golden standard stuff, and this website still has a commenting ability, but everything has to be okayed by the redaction, by the editors.
Yeah.
They
approved.
Say, let's see, to be approved. Yeah. Let's see.
Hang on.
If I can.
Darren says CO2 does not keep the heat in. I feel like I'm quote unquote underwater on this topic.
Well, the nice thing about this is we'll get back to it on a new topic, and as we develop, our listeners will also develop, and every time a listener feels like they need to tell us something, please use our channels. Go to markandgeorgeshow.com/discord. Email us at mark@markandgeorgeshow.com, george@markandgeorgeshow.com. But we're not trying to be.
Never forget, me and Mark have no idea what the fuck. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
No, we don't.
You know what you're listening
Honestly.
to? Mark and George have a conversation about shit they don't know about. That's basically what it boils down to.
Fact.
Yes, that's a fact.
Fact.
It's funny. I've only got through two stories so far. We're going crazy today.
Oh, we are. I've got one more with clips and everything.
Let's do it then. Well, hang on. Why don't you go after my third clip?
In a bit. I just wanted to finish my story about this Dutch news website. Yeah. They say that if you want to respond, but you are denying man-made global warming, you will just get rejected. Your response won't even be posted. Will be straight out.
Well,
rejected
that's the problem. That's the problem with the Netherlands. They don't have freedom of speech like America does.
You know what the argument is, and this is the same argument that people make when it's about Twitter and Facebook and they're private companies. They can decide what they want to put on their website and what they can deny. Yeah, well, stupid argument. It's probably true, but it's still a stupid argument, and I hate this, and I want out. Ding.
Ding.
Okay, that's it.
Ding. Mark.
Yeah, this is my boiling point. Yeah.
Do you remember how much your son weighed when he was born?
Oh.
In grams.
It was either, I don't know, 40, maybe 4,500, a little bit less.
4,500 grams. Wow.
Is 4.3 kilo. Or.
No, that sounds about right.
Iris, send me a message if you're listening. She knows.
I'll wait for that sound any moment now.
No, it's not coming because I've got it on mute. I've learned my lessons.
No, I'm ready for the sound. The actual sound for the topic, because that was a prop for the topic.
I thought the
damn
the
it, Mark! Come on, we've done this 12 times.
I think George. I think about 4,300 kilograms.
World's smallest baby boy, born in Tokyo, weighing 268 grams, healthy and sent home from the hospital. This is reported from the Japan Times. Keio University in Tokyo said Tuesday that a baby with a birth weight of 268 grams has been released from care at its hospital after growing to a weight of 3,238 grams, being the smallest boy in the world to be sent home healthy. Do you know how small 268 grams is?
Push! Whoops. Catch it.
It's lighter than a can of soup.
Uh-huh.
It's lighter than a human heart. It's lighter than an American football or a soccer ball, and just a bit heavier than a hamster.
Fact.
The boy from Tokyo was born through an emergency C-section in August, as his weight did not increase at 24 weeks gestation, and doctors determined his life was in danger, the university said. The baby was so small at birth that he could fit in a pair of hands. But after doctors treated him at a neonatal intensive care unit at the hospital by managing his breathing and nutrition, he grew steadily and was able to be breastfed. Now, interesting note is
cup your hands and
depending
just
on
small
where you go, you can abort a baby until 24 weeks.
Yep.
And abortions are available later than 24 weeks in rare cases for medical reasons, or this new bill that I don't know all the details about, where they were saying, 40 weeks. You can kill the baby at 40 weeks. Not that I've been pro-life for a long time, but right now, pro-choice for a long time, but whoo, man, if a baby could survive at 24 weeks like that, makes you think, doesn't it?
I hate abortion. It's just wrong. But I'm very happy that this child was saved from all that and was able to grow to a healthy weight.
Yeah. How crazy is that, though? I mean, 24 weeks just fits in your hand, and we're aborting babies.
How much grams?
268 grams.
Oh,
just
poor thing.
So tiny.
It's like a kitten. Well, that's a big kitten.
It really is. I don't even know how much a kitten weighs, but I should have looked that up. But I mean, if it's just a bit heavier than a hamster, that basically is a kitten.
Hey, this is good news, man.
Yeah, I just thought this was interesting because we had talked about that bill where they're allowing.
Yeah, we talked about abortion, but it's
where the baby can come out and they're like, we'll keep the baby alive, and then we'll keep it comfortable, and then we'll make decisions then after it's born. Are you kidding me? You can't just kill a baby.
Well, that's heartbreaking. I think it's.
Hang on, I want to make sure that we don't have a liberal slant here. I want to make sure that you know. I want to make sure you know my bias. I want to make sure you know my bias. If I get a girl pregnant, I'm totally aborting the baby at any week. Just letting you know. You know, I will totally abandon this is only for other people. This is not for me. My rules are I'll abort the baby when they're 2 years old if I have to. Just to let you know.
2 years.
I can't have another kid. I'm just saying.
16? How about 16 years old? That's usually the age when
adoption. Up for adoption.
For those last 2 years. I'm searching for. Are you joking here? Like, would you really? Like for you have.
All right, let's say
you have a nice time with someone, and really, she tells you, George.
I'll tell you what.
Something.
I'm not going to lie.
Are you going to say
abortion's an option?
You? Yeah, really?
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, because I hate that people who can see the stream see that I'm smiling hardcore right now, but I'm being really serious. This is a really crazy topic, but it would ruin so many things. I would like to hide it so hardcore that abortion is an option.
You don't know that.
I'm married for 24 years. If I get a girl pregnant outside of my marriage, it's going to fuck a lot of things up. So I'm being
hot take, man.
I'm trying to take that story about media biased, and I'm telling you, I'm shocked by this story on abortion that this baby could survive, but yet at the same time, I'm like, yeah, if my daughter got knocked up, I would want her to have an abortion too, because I think she's too young to have the baby. So how's that? How's that for being humans are not black and white? Yes, we're what's that word? Hypocritical. We're hypocritical, but it's a very gray area where we don't want it in general. But when I bit my lip because God just punished me right now. God just punished me. I swear to God, that God punished me. But yeah, I understand it's hypocritical, but I'm pro-abortion when it's going to serve my own needs, and I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's.
And I don't know how to reconcile that.
I commend you for that. I commend you for being honest. I'm really, really shocked, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's your chance to become a grandfather. It's your chance to have an impact on new life. There are so many nice things that can come from this, and all people need to make something of it is a little bit of trust.
I think once I get now again,
okay.
Saying an opinion like I just said, which is obviously stupid, right? It's dumb that I would say, hey, abortions are bad, and then say it's for myself. But
I also have an example
once
where
once I get in that moment, I don't know what I would do, to be honest with you. Like let's say I
remember your first echo, the first echo you saw.
The first echograph. You mean I do remember the second baby. I had a completely different perspective going in. The first one, I remember they were talking about doing an amniocentesis test where you stick a needle into the womb sac, you pull out amniotic fluid. I think that's how you say it, and they test for Down syndrome because my wife was much older, and we were like, well, if she has Down syndrome, we probably would get rid of the baby. But in the second baby, we were like, you know what? Down syndrome doesn't matter. We're having the baby. No arms, no legs, we're having the baby because our stance on how amazing babies were changed. So I don't really know. I know like psychologically.
It's like a theory. It's
a theory of what I would do, but I don't know what I would actually do in the case.
You know, there's a case where I am okay with abortion, with the idea of abortion, where I say, well, yeah, I can totally understand. There's when a girl is raped and she gets pregnant and she says, no, I don't want this child.
Yeah.
That's
see, I'm mixed on this because I understand you shouldn't be forced to have the baby, right? But that baby didn't do anything. That baby doesn't know who its dad is. So it's so complicated, this topic of abortion. It's so complicated.
For me, it feels like that baby, true, but it was forced by violence. It was forced there by violence, and probably the daddy's not going to care anyway.
But let me throw this out there. I don't think much of the human race would be around right now if there wasn't a ton of rape in our past. Like I think in the quote unquote old days when we were, more. I think rape was I think it's got to be. You think every woman's in nature is saying, "Yeah, come on, buddy." No, the man overpowers sometimes. I think that probably happens.
Oh yeah.
Too.
Remember that one research they did where they found out that majority of men has the same gene as I think Genghis Khan or something.
Oh well, that guy raped a bunch of people. Well, actually, I thought you were getting ready to say this research, and this research, when a woman is raped, she's a higher statistical chance of getting pregnant. Let me see if I can find that. Did you know that?
I also heard something like that. Yeah, I heard it. I don't know what to make of it though.
I think it's because the body doesn't care that it's getting raped. The body doesn't care that it's getting raped. It just
maybe
it's just thinking this is my
hormone.
Shot.
Maybe the stress hormone has an interaction, or that cortisol has influence on the likeliness that the woman gets pregnant. Anyway, we're hitting a break point here.
Oh, hang on. Oh my gosh, hang on. Rape victims are more, not less, likely to become pregnant. Unlike chickens, human females do not have a defense against rapist sperm. What? Chickens have a defense against rape?
Wow.
Oh, this was back when that Todd Aiken thing happened. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
He was talking about
legitimate
rape and whatnot. Yeah. I have another story, and I think you do too. I think we can get through
I
them.
have a story with clips and everything.
Let's do it. Let's do it because my last story is going to end with a what the fuck.
How would
moment.
we summarize the topic we just had?
That is smallest baby boy topic? Born in Tokyo. That's what is that? Abortion, good or bad?
Yeah, I guess.
The gray part about abortion, maybe?
I'm just writing it down. Sorry for the unintended silence. Okay, my turn?
Hai. Yarimashou ka.
Are you ready for a bombshell?
Hai.
We've really always been told that there's no place in our solar system that actually can support human life like us, or for that matter, any other kind of life. You know, things like oxygen and hydrogen and nitrogen in just the right amounts, we're told by our scientists. But what if there's a form of life that doesn't need that same combination that we need? Tonight, a bombshell.
Bombshell.
From NASA scientists.
What?
One of Saturn's moons
Titan.
may actually harbor methane-based life.
I literally
That's
watched
what
a
they're
video
calling
on this
it.
yesterday.
And Michelle Greenstein is here to break this down for us. So, what are these scientists saying? What have they found?
Well, firstly, if we do find methane-based life, in other words, if we do find that life is able to exist under these conditions, then the implications of that are huge because that means life could exist basically anywhere. So one of NASA's scientists, Dr. Amanda Hendricks, said that it's possible that on Titan, one of Saturn's moons, there is this methane-based extraterrestrial life. Now, this wouldn't be the kind of, humanoid, alien, green people that we think of in movies. These would be very simple life forms at this point. But she is the co-lead of NASA's Oceans World Exploration Program. This is essentially NASA's attempt to track down alien life. Titan is a huge target of this kind of program because of the conditions. The conditions make it a very strong contender for life forms.
Is it like a liquid or something?
Oh my God! Wait. Okay.
Is
first,
it like a liquid or something?
Can you isolate that? I need you to isolate that. Is it
like a liquid or something? That
isolate that for later. Hang on. So I just watched a video on this yesterday. The only other body that we know of in our solar system that has liquid lakes, Titan. Now I watched
like a liquid or something that they have found there. Is that?
That's almost like that's when we decided we have to ask each other questions. That's a Mark question that you would have asked me back. So
like a
is
liquid or
Titan?
something?
It sounds like liquid or something.
Oh, hey yo.
Hang on.
So the life forms would be methane-based, like we said, but.
I get it. You don't got to play the rest of it. I got a whole bunch of information.
Yes, I do, man.
Oh my God! Finish.
Funny thing, but
guys,
no, okay.
guys. If you want to hear the end of this,
are you in a hurry or something?
10 minutes into the future. Play it out. I'll mute myself.
Are you in a hurry?
No,
but seriously,
I'm
are you in a hurry?
Supporting myself. Play it.
I keep playing like 30 seconds, and then you say, "Oh, I don't need to play more." Are you in a hurry?
How long I don't want to listen to an entire other podcast in the podcast.
Why not?
Because it's boring. Here, let me play this entire
and you say an entire podcast. We've been talking for 90 minutes now.
But we're giving our own stuff.
I've played one 3-minute clip.
A 3-minute clip?
A 3-minute clip I played.
Christ.
That was the previous clip about the
all right.
most media's bias.
Hey, hang on, because after this, I'm going to play a 12-minute...
if you're in a hurry, if you need to catch a train or something.
I'm going to play a 12-minute clip about what I watched on Titan the other day, and then you can get all the fucking facts. But go ahead, play it.
You know what? If the clip is interesting, I'm all for it, because that's what we do.
There's something called fair use. Just go.
So the life forms would be methane-based, like we said, but here's what we know. In 2004, we actually sent an orbiter and a lander to Mars, and they sent back a few hundred pictures. Here are some of them. Interestingly enough, they sent them until the batteries on the lander died.
Dude, those pictures are amazing. Those pictures are amazing. Dude, those pictures are amazing.
So there are show notes. I will post them where you can watch the clip yourself. And you can enjoy some really nice pictures.
So here's the thing. Here's why I would have edited, because the whole topic was Titan.
Yeah, I agree.
Now they're going back to Mars. But you're not done with the clip. Keep going.
continents and oceans. There's a lot of similarities between Titan and Earth, and actually a lot of scientists say if it weren't orbiting another planet, we'd probably call it a planet itself.
Now, that was something I found really interesting. So just because it's orbiting another planet, we call it a moon, but it's actually like a planet rotating on around another planet.
And I think it's actually bigger.
Interesting stuff.
It's bigger than Mercury, actually.
Of course, I don't. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I don't need to play the entire clip right now. I'm just doing it because I'm irked.
Look, my only contention is you let it go so long that I think there's good points to interject.
I know, but that's because you're in a hurry. You know, you're fired up. You want to make this nice podcast, and that's really nice. But why don't we just sometimes sit back? Oh, that's right. Yeah, of course.
Hey, my train just arrived. I gotta go, buddy. I gotta go.
Okay. So that was my clip.
John Fletcher says we just need to export cow farts to Titan.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Well, no, Titan has enough methane.
Yes.
So it probably doesn't need more.
Hey, he was making a joke. It doesn't have to be scientifically accurate.
But no. But I'm getting somewhere.
So
if we have a problem, right? Because the cows are farting, and that creates methane, and that heat boils up the earth and makes everything breathe from the oxygen masks that we get gifted at birth. We could just make cows fart in balloons, collect all of that methane, and just shoot it to Titan, because it needs farts like cow farts, like we need H2O.
I need a clip you made for us. The science you just learned is amazing.
Oh, I thought this one.
Please, shut the fuck up.
You can tell me if I need to play it for myself. I'm totally okay with that.
So, Titan. Titan has a...
Titan is...
Titan, you're getting good. You're getting better at I'm going to say this is the most improved show for you. If I had an award to give you, it would be most improved. It would be you.
Well,
and
thanks.
again, I mean, I just lost it. Anyway, Titan has an atmosphere.
Titan is.
So how about Titan over there? Let's see. Now
Titan
is a planet. Okay, right. So Titan.
Yeah.
Has an atmosphere so thick we actually can't see underneath it. But I saw some of the reasons that life might not be possible on Titan, by the way, is that the average temperature is, I think, like minus 200 degrees. Insert C or F there, depending on what makes sense. I don't remember. So it's so cold that it wouldn't really, it's not conducive to the type of interactions. Any life would have to be underneath the ice because it's covered in ice.
Can you ask Alexa the freezing temperature of methane?
Alexa, what's the freezing method? By the way.
Yeah.
Never mind.
By
the way, this is a cool, interesting fact about Titan is that just like we have molten rock around our core, they have what they call molten ice, which is water in their core. And then their continents are made up of frozen water. Did you know that?
Whoa, that's interesting.
It's interesting, right?
So there's also water on Titan.
Tons of water. It's probably more water on Titan than all of Earth.
Oh,
Alexa, how much water is on Titan?
I'm not sure.
Alexa, what's the freezing point of methane?
Methane's freezing point is minus 296 degrees Fahrenheit.
Alexa, what's the average temperature of Titan?
Titan's surface temperature is minus 291.01 degrees Fahrenheit.
So it's literally 5 degrees away from the freezing of methane. That's kind of interesting.
So just an aside, is it possible for you to plug in Alexa to the board?
Wouldn't that be awesome? No.
Yeah.
Not this one. Now, if I brought a smaller one in here, I could, and I will.
Okay.
When I come back, put this on the list of to-do things for me to do. I will add because the.
Do we have a list?
Actually, you know what? Let me check. Let me check if the new, because this is the one with the screen. I forget what they call it. The Alexa Show. Oh, let me ask her. Alexa, does the new Alexa show have a mini plug?
I don't know that.
How could you not know that?
She doesn't know what a mini plug is, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, did you also hear this story about Saturn's rings disappearing at a fast rate?
No.
Then I have to look it up. But we only have 20 minutes.
I do have
left,
another
so let's
story.
get to your
I do have
story.
another story that you would be into.
Okay.
Okay. Let me get back to my notes.
Sure.
The majority of the American media is biased.
I feel like that's the topic for
like
today. That's the name of the show. That's pretty funny. Mark.
Biased.
Remember when we talked about the problem with transgendered women participating in sports?
Yes, I do.
Transgender sprinters dominate high school girls in ridiculously lopsided race. This is from the Pluralist. 2 transgender high school sprinters dominated the female competition at a Connecticut track event Saturday in New Haven. We said this was going to happen, right? And I said people were going to get mad the minute some transgendered women win in a women's event.
This was the same problem. Navrilovka, what's her name?
Navratilova is what we say in English. What she was mentioning.
You know that she's actually she's always been very vocally active and very anti-white.
Oh.
Didn't know that about her.
I know that.
Heard it on a different podcast, yeah.
So running in the 55-meter dash at the state indoor track championships, Terry Miller of Bloomfield High School crossed the finish line first in 6.95 seconds, the third fastest time in U.S. history. Andrea Yearwood, a 17-year-old from Cromwell High School, came in a close second at 7.01. She ranks 7th in the event nationwide. I mean, as a female, that's amazing. The closest biological female competitor lagged well over a quarter second behind Miller, finishing in 7.23 seconds. In a video of the event, the gap between the transgender athletes and the rest of the pack is clear.
It's their own fault, by the way. If they listened to the Mark and George show, we gave them options.
We told them what the problem was going to be, and we said transgendered women and men can be in sports, of course, but they need to be in transgender woman category or transgender man category. And in a what the fuck moment, in a June segment about the controversy on ABC's Good Morning America, Miller, one of the transgendered men or women, told correspondent Lindsay Davis that female runners should run harder instead of complaining.
Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm totally for transgender rights. You have to understand. But this is
just run
so
harder.
Dumb. Yeah.
Just run.
Don't worry that
run
I have an
life.
advantage. My advantage is nothing that you couldn't do if you became a man and then back to a woman.
It's your own fault. It's your own fault. It has nothing to do with biology. Just run faster.
Yeah. It's like, screw you, man.
Wow. Wow.
You need to stop.
That's like the optimal politically correct answer.
I knew you'd like that. That's a good story to end on, don't you think? It's a good story.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. You want me to hit that final
No,
button?
not yet. I'm just saying, look, I want everyone to know that this is something, you know what I want people to come away with from the Mark and George show? We are not one side of anything.
No.
Because
we're just two guys who don't know what the frick they're doing.
We don't know what we're doing, but we are not lopsided against anything. We have our biased, and we're going to admit them on this show.
Absolutely.
We're going to admit them. And I'm going to say crazy things like, I don't like abortion unless I'm doing it for somebody that I love.
No. That came out wrong. You don't want to actually perform the abortion, do you?
No, you're right. You're right. Okay. Unless it's a lot cheaper, because my wife's really into saving money, but I don't have the training. My point being is that I think it's okay. There was a word that you used a couple shows back, and I thought it was a really good word. Duplicitous. I don't know if that's the word. You used some word where people's ideologies aren't meshing Like, oh, money is the root of all evil, but everyone wants to be rich. That was the word you were using to describe that. Remember? They say, maybe I was listening to a podcast and it wasn't you. I don't know. Either way, listen.
Wait.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. You just dropped out, Mark.
Really have difficulty now. Just what's happening?
I don't know what's happening, Mark. Whoa. Oh, there you go. What
George? We
I know. I could tell.
To a different server again.
I could tell
Okay.
It got really bad there for a second.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was interesting. Okay, my point being, look, humans are gray. We are not black and white. Me and Mark are not going to be black and white. We agree that on the Mark and George show, we're going to bring you our opinions, and sometimes they're going to be wrong for you, right for us, wrong for me, right for Mark. It could be all of that, but we're going to be
sometimes
honest.
just because it's entertaining.
And even if Mark's a complete shithead like he always is, I'm still going to like Mark.
Shut the fuck up.
That last part. Who made that again?
It's John Fletcher.
Dude, that's amazing. I love that. I need to get some.
Afraid that we were getting deplatformed on.
Oh, whatever.
Discord.
We're on BitChute, man. Don't worry about it.
Oh, true.
Well,
okay, so
yeah, it's about that time.
I've got a few quotes.
Oh, do you?
You want to do the YouTubes?
You mean where people can join?
Sorry, live chat interaction with.
Oh,
yeah. Let's get off our thrones here.
There's no new comments. No. I like how that story made it seem like it was revolutionary, that they were talking about other types of life forms, where even on our own planet, there are life forms that don't require the sun and don't require oxygen on our own planet. And they're making it like it's this crazy thing. Going back to that, there's these creatures that live in the Mediterranean, where is it, the Meridian Trench, and they're so far down that no sun reaches there, but they survive because of the heat from the volcanic vents, and they're acting like
these
and there's acidic life forms too on Earth.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to say. Right. Cool.
Give your quotes. There's no quotes.
We are not one side of anything. Response: no. You'd have to stay on topic long enough to hold a position.
Oh, fuck. All right, I understand.
Can I just play? I've got a special clip for Sir Bemrose here.
Was that Sir Bemrose that said that?
Please, shut the fuck up.
Are you telling Sir Bemrose to shut the fuck up? I thought he was making a good point.
Okay.
I thought he was going to, because I'm trying to rush you through a topic because you're Sir Bemrose. Do you think we should have 4-minute clips? Just curiosity.
He's typing right now.
I'm sure.
So meanwhile, let's wait for the response to hit us. I'm out of clips, by the way. So.
John Fletcher says, glad you guys like the jingle. I've been taking notes to make more. Oh man, dude.
Oh yes,
dude. Does John Fletcher have like an Instagram or something we could like promote so that people can? Seriously, we need to give him a plug. That's the best sound effect ever.
Hogstory.net is John Fletcher's podcast. He makes it together with Carolyn.
Oh, he's the podcast. Hog Story? How do you?
Hog, H-O-G. Hogstory.net. Sir Bemrose is still typing, so this will either be
either really good or
a long story, or we caught him off guard. 4-minute clip. Well, we don't play that much clips anyway, so why not?
We don't. Not anymore.
Can be 4 minutes.
See, my thought on the show has always been like, I like that we pull clips. I like that we pull clips, but I think we should be so good that we get our own clips pulled by other people and they talk about it. That would be interesting to me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I want to be the newsmaker sometimes, you know?
Okay, then we
Man
have to
says
be very
abortion's
controversial.
Bad. Man says abortion's bad, except for his daughter.
We can do pranks on famous people.
You realize I just closed my ability to become president of the United States or something like that. Most likely.
You closed that door a long time ago, my friend.
I'm pro-life and pro-choice. It's so crazy. I'm pro-life choice.
They call it independent, don't they?
Darren O'Neill. I kind of combined it all into Daniel. He says, ask Mark about QAnon.
No, don't get me started. We only have 10 minutes left.
Guys, listen,
Don't
just
get
to
me
let you know.
started on that.
Oh, we have to talk about our new show times. We have to debate this because
yes.
Now the Friday show, it might be rough. We'll have to figure this out.
Yeah.
Friday show because let's find this out again. Alexa, what time is it in Japan when it's 12 p.m. in America on Pacific time?
12 p.m. at Pacific time is the same as 5 a.m. Japan Standard Time in Japan.
Yeah, so that won't work.
I can't believe she was able to answer my jumbled up question.
Yeah, this is extremely nice.
She's good. It's
Alexa,
really.
thank you.
Alexa, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hook her up into the sound box here.
Yeah. How about we shift to Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. for me. Would be like 5 p.m. for you, I think.
See, that's kind of rough because I'll probably not be at home at 5. Think about it. I'm in Japan. I'm going to be all over the place. 5 a.m. might actually be a better time, believe it or not.
Okay.
But in the next 7 weeks, don't expect me to have any stories ready. I'm just saying.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll post something.
The next 7, which means 14 shows, going to be rough.
Yeah.
Because I'll be out of the country. I do have a ton. I don't know if you guys can't see it. I have a ton of equipment that I'm bringing, but it's limited.
All of your clips will be in Japanese. We need live translations, and you can give us the hot ins and outs on Japanese life.
アメリカの自由を全部奪いました. Today, the Trump administration took all of America's freedom. That's what I said.
Fact.
I like it, man. I like it. Yeah, I guess that's about it for today.
Let's get that jazz sound going.
Oh, hey, man. By the way,
yes.
Nice job on the show 11 no opener. Show opener. I really wonder what kind of closing message you have.
Oh, the
for
show
us
opener.
This show.
Now, did you really think that, or are you just trying to be polite?
Guys, so welcome to the...
what the hell are you doing right now? Oh, you're saying...
Me?
Did you... Wait, you generally actually liked the 11 opener?
I actually didn't.
See...
Maybe we both need to work on it, but...
So you were being sarcastic?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, man.
Ish.
Hey. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I wish I didn't laugh through that one. I could have recorded it.
Hit the sound, man. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
We know you have a choice in podcast. And here at the Mark and George Show, we appreciate the time that you spent with us and wish you a happy future podcast on Friday at 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Mark, what time would that be in the Netherlands?
9 p.m. Central European time.
Of course, I shouldn't say that because we don't actually know when we're starting the next one because of time zones.
No.
It could be 5 a.m. Japan time. We don't know. But thank you so much. Your comments mean everything to us, so please let us know how we're doing and what we can do to improve. Thank you. We'll see you next time. I'm George Trombley.
I'm George Trombley?
I did. I was just literally saying, I'm George Trombley.
Oh. I don't have any more time to say.
And then Mark
this is Mark. Nice. See you again next show.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.